I have reduced my hours from 40 hours. I've reduced it to 24 hours. Well, naturally, there were a couple of questions I had before actually agreeing to switching my work week from 40 hours to 24 hours. Things like, I know that I'm an expat, which means that there are regulations that I have to adhere to in order to remain working in the Netherlands as an expat. And those regulations are governed by a department called the IND, which deals with immigration services and naturalization services. Something like Home Affairs in South Africa, and in the US, I think they call it something like Citizen and Immigration Services. At the IND, in order to remain an expat, you have to have a certain amount of net income. Along with other requirements, then you qualify to live in the Netherlands and work in the Netherlands. So when you are reducing your hours, and if you reduce them using leave that is perhaps not seen as legal leave by the IND, then obviously it will have financial implications as well. I will get into that later, what happened with mine. And you have to take all of that into account, that you don't drop below the minimum earning that you're supposed to have as an expat. If you do drop below this and you are not using the legal leaves that are allowed, then you might end up actually losing your status as an expat. So there are leave types that are paid in full. These are like your holiday leave, the legal leave, and the extra leave that you might be incurring. But there are also leave types that are not paid in full. Something like a portion of the parental leave is not paid in full, and then there are some that are not paid at all. Like another portion of the parental leave for like the rest of the year or a longer period, then that parental leave is not paid at all. So like I mentioned before, my current switch from 40 hours to 24 hours was because of family situations, but also because I have a new baby. So I ended up agreeing to take care leave for the family situation and also parental leave for taking care of my baby. But there was a whole mix-up that happened, and I actually, for the month of June and July, I ended up agreeing to take legal leave instead of parental leave. This is so that there wouldn't be a back deduction of the portion that was supposed to be unpaid. So for now, I have 6 hours of care leave per week that I'm taking off, and I have 10 hours of legal leave that I'm taking off. And this brings me to the 16 hours that I no longer have to work. I've split this along the whole week. So every day I'm taking 3 hours less of work. I'm only working 5 hours, and life is more manageable in that way. Now, because both these types of leaves are actually legal leaves, I am not in violation of the IND rules. I still am in compliance, and therefore I can still work in the Netherlands as an expat. So with the care leave, it's only limited to about 2 weeks that you can take, and that's why I'm spreading it out all along the whole entire period where I need it. Another question that I had was like, what are the financial implications then? And will I be able to actually manage my finances at home and my personal finances if these financial implications hit with regards to the leave? So with the care leave, that's partially paid. About 30% of it is not paid, so you end up getting 70%. But you get 100% of your social benefits. Your employer will still pay 100% of your pensions and any other social benefits that you might have. With the legal leave, they already pay 100%. There's no financial implications from that one. But with the parental leave going forward, which I plan to take, that will have a financial impact because that is now fully unpaid. I've already used up the part that was partially paid. That's a story for another video. Comment down below if you want to hear about it, how I used up my partially paid parental leave. So like I was saying, the 6 hours is partially paid and the 10 hours is fully paid. So the impact actually happens on my gross salary. I get 30% less of the 6 hours that I'm not working per week. But all of this is actually a temporary situation. It's a temporary agreement to have this, and I will reassess again at the end of August. The financial impact happened in June, July, and one more time will happen in August. So it's actually safe to say that there will be minimum saving during this time. I won't be able to save much because there'll be a reduction in my salary, but what I can save, I will save. From September onwards, I'm praying that the situation at home will have changed. The support that I'm providing for the elderly parents, it will not be that necessary anymore. Or, like again, we'll have to reassess, and I will provide an update of how things are going. But moving forward, in the future, even apart from this time that I have been working for 24 hours, because of my family expansion with our little baby, I actually think that I would like to work for, say, 30 hours during the week instead of 40 hours. This will provide 2 hours per day, or I could take like one of the days completely off to take care of my baby and then work the rest of the other days. But I've noticed that I really, really like the, say, 6 hours, 5 hours of working during the week. So I wouldn't want to change it that much. And I'm really hoping that it can be arranged because it will help me balance life and work in order to take care of myself, my baby, and my family as a whole. But I digress. My previous video was actually about how I'm setting up my life priorities. So watch this video next if you want to see how I make my first priority into a lifestyle. See you on the next video. Bye.